Hey folks, this is Jake Davis with an on-the-fly review for you. And this is my little co-host, Scarlett Jean Davis. Say hello. Hello. Hello, how are you doing? Today, we're going to be talking about Bad Boys for Life, released last weekend. It's the weekend again. Last week. Directed by not Michael Bay. Michael Bay does have a cameo in it, which was playing like a wedding MC. Kind of funny, a little bit he has in there. Um, but not directed by him, directed by some co-directors, so I'm not even going to try to butcher their names. And starring Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, Joe Pantoliano, Vanessa Hudgens, Alexander Ludwig, and Teresa Randall. Always had a crush on her. She was a unappreciated 90s babe. Anyhow, the whole setup here is, you know, the film begins with Marcus's daughter, now a newlywed, and a brand new mother of her own, making Marcus a grandfather. He wants to retire, he wants to settle down, and after 26 years of being partners with Mike, he ain't near ready to settle down, man. He still wants to do shit like Gemini Man. I mean, he ain't done it all. So, shortly around this time, some like straight up witch lady escapes from a Mexican prison, and her and her son go on a vendetta. They got like a hit list of all these people, everybody that put her away, and of course Mike's on the list. Mike survives the assassination attempt barely, but the story becomes Marcus was retired. Mike has to get used to new partners and kind of starts to have to deal with his own age and stuff like this. As the story unfolds, there's a retcon in there that I'd like to talk to, because look, I liked this movie. I actually had a lot of fun watching this movie. I enjoyed the the fact that the characters grew. It seems very faithful to the original films, which I wasn't really a fan of. But because the guys are older, the characters have to mature, but they still feel like the same guys. They didn't lose consistency. This movie feels consistent, and unlike last year's Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, which was just a glorified, Jay and Silent Bob reboot, which was just a glorified remake of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. The guys didn't feel older. They should have played it a little bit. The old stoner type guys, that kind of stuff. I thought Will Smith was terrific in this. I thought Martin Lawrence was funny. I like seemed like they uses, there's some CGI, and you can kind of tell when they use CGI because it's bad CGI. But, I like, all of the, big stunts and, wireworks and fights and big jumps and explosions and car chases. A lot of that stuff's right there in camera, and it looks great. Even though it's not a Michael Bay movie, it keeps that trademark orange sweaty look of Michael Bay films. I had a real good time. Like I said, I liked how there is. I would like to talk to. I got a couple of friends who are big fans of these movies. Who I'm gonna ask them what they thought about. When they see it, I don't think they've seen it. But anyhow, what they thought of it, because there's kind of a retcon in there that gives Michael Lowry's character. I actually thought, retconning, giving him a little bit of a backstory, made his character more interesting. It gave a bit of an explanation for this bloodlust. And then there's that, too. The first two movies were very much... Bless you. Mwah! The first two movies were very much about racking up the bounty count as far as all the shootouts. And in this scene, this film really... going a lot of the acting, there's a body count. So come on, Chief, I shot somebody. The focus seems to be on a lot of the action seems to actually to protect witnesses and undercover agents, or to actually just avoid shooting folks, as we've seen in the film where the bad boys go in with rubber bullets in their guns and everything. Almost an appreciation for life in this one. I enjoyed that. And it was funny. It had legit laughs. I still don't like the bickering. I stand by my problem with the trilogy, with the series in a whole, is this constant 90s sitcom bickering. It is so awful. I hate that kind of stuff. I hate that kind of writing. It completely ruined that alligator horror movie, Lake Placid. The Croc and Betty White couldn't hold the whole movie together, man. They're not in it enough. Uh, and yeah, but I'm gonna give it I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed this movie. I went into it just kind of, I'm gonna ride this one out so I can do a review for it. And then I actually had a really good time, and it also does help that it's about. Well, what did you think of it? You didn't watch it. You were asleep. Anyhow, and it also does help that the movie's about 45 minutes shorter than Bad Boys 2. Anyhow, hope y'all like this review. If not, I know you like this adorable little creature. Look at that face. Oh, she's so beautiful. Mwah. Not to brag, but I do make pretty babies. Anyhow, I'm Jake Davis. Bad Boys for Life. 3.5 stars. I'm Jake Davis, and I'll catch you on the fly. Mwah.